What's up, rock stars? Jim Chandler with Rock Your Best Vocals, and I'm doing a new series called You Ought to Know, which is singers and bands that have impacted me mostly from a singer aspect as I was growing up and singing. You know, I've been a professional singer for over 30 years and a professional vocal coach for over 20 years, long time. And over those years, I've come across different singers that have impacted me and have really pushed me to sing outside of my comfort zone, to like try and emulate them and like learn what are they doing with their voice. These would be people that you probably don't know. Maybe some of you will, but I'm starting off with one that I'm pretty sure that 99.99999% of the people don't know. A guy by the name of Ronald Koal. And he is from where I grew up, Columbus, Ohio. And he was playing the scene when I was just starting out singer. I think I maybe had just even started my band, but not actually performed live yet, when my bass player at the time in that band had introduced me to Ronald Koal. And I had also learned that the vocal coach who I would just shortly thereafter start to train with also trained Ronald Koal. And she used to comment, this lady was like I think she was like an 83-year-old woman at the time, name of Michelle Horsfield, incredible vocal teacher. She was by far the best in all of Columbus, Ohio. And anybody that was around that time of like mid-80s would attest to that. She was like the best. She trained all of the best singers locally. Anybody that wanted to sing and took their voice seriously went to her. Now, it was very expensive for me at the time, but I was like, look, I have to go to her. She's the best of the best. I've got to put money down and go to her. Now, she would train classical and like jazz and the rock and everybody, and she was just an amazing little old lady. She was just a lovely lady. Anyway, getting on to Ronald Koal. So I want to play a couple of tracks from him, play a little bit of an interview, because this guy should have been a rock star. When I saw him, I was like, oh my gosh. When I saw him perform, I was like, man, that guy is a rock star. He reminds me, his voice and his performances remind me a little bit of like Iggy Pop. You might see that yourself. What I learned from him was two main things: compression, because he did sing with like an amazing, really brilliant amount of compression, and stage performance wise, because when I went and watched him perform, he would really engage with the audience. He would come out into the audience like he had this fear of nobody, and he would look you right in the eye. And anytime he would look me in the eye, it's almost as if he's like staring you down, not in an aggressive or like bad way, but it would, he'd just engage with you. And that to me was so powerful, because at any time he like looked at me, I felt like I would have to look away. So he would stare at you and engage with you, and it just like the eyes are the window to the soul, and he would just be engaging. And then I would be like, oh my God, like I have to look away. I'm like, like this, Plus also I was like in bars on a fake ID. So I think some of those were kind of all ages shows, but I'm sure there was at least one where I was on a fake ID. They're hardly going to arrest me now. Okay. So let's get into this now, and let me know in the comments below what you think of Ronald. Do you think he should have been a rock star? I think he should have been. I mean, there's other songs as well that are out if you want to look it up. There's some of the stuff on YouTube. This first track I'm going to play from is it's a song called Revenge. The album's called White Light. I thought it was just called Ronald Koal, and I guess it's 1990. Wow, so that's going back a ways. This is not an answer. There's no leads to hell. You know you're in deep trouble when you can smell that smell. Okay, do you hear that? And that way, you can smell that smell. You know you're in deep trouble when you can smell that smell. He has a really good, very deep resonance to his voice, and that compression, This road leads to hell. Really good. It just sounds so good.
You know it's in there waiting, waiting like the night. You just trip about yourself. You can't even fight. Now you get what you deserve. Now you get revenge.
Hey, you hear that resonance? Now you get what you deserve. Now you get what... You can hear that compression. If it was just kind of, I suppose, anybody singing, now you get what you deserve. But he's got that compression by it. Now you get what you deserve. Brilliant. Okay, I'm fast forwarding now to the middle eight where you can hear he gets into his upper register and there's some really good technique.
Now you get revenge.
Now you get revenge. And he's kind of like using that throaty glottal compression to get a really good meaty and kind of, I think, a very eerie, spooky and kind of mysterious, scary sound out of it. But I love that bit.
Now you get what you deserve.
You can hear that in there. Now you hear that little kind of bubbly. Now you get what you deserve. That really bubbly, kind of gurgly, glottal compression. Okay, now I want to move on to one of his other songs. Okay, and so this next song that I want to do was a tribute to the fact that lyrically, I think he had some amazing skills. Lyrically, he had some good, cheeky, fun play in this. But this is a song called All You Think About Is Sex.
All you think about is sex. All you think about is sex. All you think about is sex. All you do is eat and eat. I know, honey, you like your things are sweet. All you do is eat and eat. All you do is watch TV. I know
Okay, so that's obviously cut short. And okay, so in this next clip, I want to show a little bit of it, how he performed live. Now, I haven't seen this actually before, but it's Ronald Koal and the Trillionaires, so it's a little bit different music. I think it was before his band, the Ronald Koal Band. But let's watch this video just to see him perform live a little bit, to show you kind of maybe, hopefully this captures kind of what I was talking about a little bit. Okay, so from that you could see, like, he just to me, when I watch that, just like he has that confidence, you know, as a performer, and he's just that confidence. He's just like, he doesn't really care what you're thinking about him, because he's into the music and he's really engaging with the crowd, and he's doing gestures, and he's just kind of really playing around. He's using his whole body, and I just think like that, to me, when I see even this, which I've never actually watched this before, I see that in him there. Like he was a world-class performer on a small stage in a small town, and he really, really, I think, should have gone a lot farther than he actually did. Unfortunately, he ended up taking his own life, tragically. So you know, we've lost him, unfortunately, but like he's always in my heart. Like he's one of my heroes, and I hope that kind of helps you to see what a great performer he was. And then I just wanted to play a little bit of an interview just to kind of show like what his thinking was, and kind of how cool of a person he actually was. So I'm going to play that now.
It's called White Light. The title cut is White Light. Right. It's a real dark song.
I love it.
That's about wanting to bathe in a higher light, but maybe not feeling quite worthy of it yet.
Right.
You know, and that's basically the theme of the whole song. Is, you know, is that all anybody really wants is love, and sometimes you just don't feel maybe you don't deserve it yet, you know. Actually, the whole point to the style of music we play is to actually have songs that are different, but still create the same basic sound throughout the entire work, so that it does sound cohesive and not too eclectic. I think, you know, the more you confuse your audience, I think as far as your music goes, I think the less they're able to grab a hold of it and take it to their heart. I want to just write what comes out of me. That's all I want to do, is write what comes out, because basically music's pretty much, I think any artist can attest to this, music is therapy. You know, music soothes the savage heart. All the footage that you see is like close-up of me and like with a white background was shot when I was living in this little rooming house on 12th Avenue, paying $150, $175 a month, something like that.
Right.
And it was just like this little teeny room, and I had photographic paper, like the backdrop stuff, that I put in the room, and I sat on my bed, and Marshall just had his camera and just filmed me.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I sat on my couch, and there's a big picture of Frankenstein back there, and he just filmed that, and it was all like pretty much there. The band footage, at the time we filmed that, as far as I was feeling at the time, the band situation was kind of tentative, so I got two actors.
Okay, so I hope that you've enjoyed this kind of my first like introductory version of You Ought to Know. I hope you've enjoyed kind of learning a little bit more about Ronald Koal, and you kind of as always, I'm gonna put links to these videos down below, and you could search Ronald Koal on YouTube and see some of the other tracks and stuff from him and some of the other live performances. But for me, that was somebody as a young performer was pivotal for me to learn how to do some of these, the compression, the glottal compression, and the kind of performance aspect from him. So, I mean, I hope you took a little bit of something away from here. And I hope Ronald is like looking down and appreciative for somebody to like honor him in the way that I often honor him, with such gratitude for being that white light in my life that made me want to be better and better and better as a singer and a performer. So thank you, Ronald Koal. Thank you so much for what you gave to the world. And to my watchers, whoever's watching this, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again in the future. Rock your best vocals where your best keeps getting better. Thank you.